first thing we gotta do is get me out of this body once and for all.
It's showtime.
Hello everyone, this is HJ Halloween, and today I am back with a super exciting video because this is, well, technically the second sneak peek of the season if you include Michael Myers, but it really feels like the first sneak peek for the 2018 season to kick off the sneak peeks through the rest of July. So as most of you probably already know, Spirit Halloween has officially released Bump and Go Chucky. I like the fact that they call him Bump and Go Chucky. It literally is the same thing as a roaming animatronic, though. They call it Bump and Go because when he bumps into a wall or something, those wheels will spin around and he will go the opposite direction, just like all of the other roaming animatronics. And he's actually only 2 feet tall, which is supposedly a bit shorter than the other animatronics like Roaming Rosie and the other roaming antique doll. But my guess is that they made him a little shorter because they want to make him more accurate to what an actual doll would be as far as size goes. So even though he is a bit smaller than the other roaming animatronics, he costs quite a bit more than them. He's actually going for $110 as of now on Spirit Halloween's website, and that may go down over the course of the season. And I know that I've addressed the fact quite a bit recently that Spirit Halloween's prices have been rising as a whole. I don't think it's going to be too much of a big deal this season, though, because they have been going pretty easy on us for the past couple of years with the prices. They've been giving us pretty good quality animatronics for under $200, which is definitely a lot better than a majority of Halloween companies. I've looked at quite a few other Halloween companies, and even though the props tend to be a little bit more professional, they go for sometimes thousands of dollars. So these animatronics are definitely worth what we're paying, even still. But I do think that with this increase, it's going to be hard to find any animatronics at Spirit Halloween this year that are under $200. I think now a majority of them are going to be between $200 and $300. So it's going to be even more critical that you use those 20% off coupons that they do hand out all the time. So just make sure that you're using those if you want to get those prices down as much as possible. And another tip to keep those prices down is to try to buy as much as you can in store. That's just so that you don't have to pay the shipping cost. And also, a lot of times, if you purchase any animatronic, they're always going to have that oversized shipping fee on the website. So a lot of times, you use that 20% off coupon, but then you're going to have to be spending that right back for the shipping. So online, it can always cost a lot more than it does when you just have to pay the regular sales tax in store, which you do also have to pay online as well. So that's also added on top of the cost. And I know that it can be a lot easier to order online because you don't have to take a trip out to the store, and a lot of times they have stuff available that your store does not have yet, but just try to, as much as you can, take a trip out to the store and get anything that they have, because that's also going to keep those prices down as much as possible, and you can use the coupons in store as well. So one really cool thing that Bump and Go Chucky has that makes him stand out among the rest of the roaming animatronics that Spirit Halloween has had is that his head turns from side to side. We've never seen any movement like this on the other roaming animatronics. The other ones are all just stationary, but they also have some sort of light normally. I guess the teddy bear didn't, that roaming bear, but most of them did have some sort of light up eye. I wouldn't say that that's necessarily a negative as far as it goes for Bump and Go Chucky. I do always like to have props to have lights on them so you don't have to have a light on them in order to notice them, but Chucky obviously wouldn't have any reasonable or location to have a light that would make any sense. You know, his eyes would look stupid if they lit up. So I don't think that that's necessarily a con for him, but he does have that head movement, which I think really adds a lot to it. I honestly think if it didn't have that and the price was still as high as it is, it would be really not worth that at all because it would just be a stationary Chucky roaming around. But that head movement really makes him stand out and makes him look a lot more alive than the other roaming animatronics. And I do think that that head movement factors into the increased price. Obviously, it doesn't seem like it should be increased that much, but like I've discussed, they're just increasing their prices in general. And other than that, I think that he has really good detail. You know, he looks like Chucky from the movies. He's based off of, I think they said The Seed of Chucky and The Bride of Chucky is what other people have been saying. I have seen the movies, but it's been quite a long time, so I don't really remember. But I do know that in the later movies, he has all the scars and stuff. And I personally like the look of him with the scars and his eye more torn out and all of that, better than just the original good guy doll where he has no injuries or whatever, because I think that it makes him look a little bit more creepy. It's more of that classic Chucky look for Halloween. And he does have quite a few sayings. He actually has 6. And these sayings are, "Hi, I'm Chucky, wanna play?" "Hee hee hee, ha ha ha," "Who the hell are you?" "A true classic never goes out of style." "Now sit back and learn from the master." I'm not sure if that has ever been said in one of his movies. If it has, that's pretty interesting. But it seems to me as if that was created because they're, saying that a true classic never goes out of style with this new Chucky pop. But correct me if I'm wrong, maybe that was actually stated in one of his movies. I don't have a problem with killing, which is what we heard in the teaser. I like a little killing now and then. What's wrong with that? Now, the first thing we got to do is get me out of this body once and for all. I'm pretty sure that's the one that we just heard in the sneak peek, and it's showtime. So that's quite a few different sayings, and I'm assuming it just rotates through all of those, but its activations seem like they might be a little bit shorter than the roaming dolls who have this really, really long saying that they go through every single time. If it just says these and then laughs once, it's probably pretty short, so it might have to be activated quite a lot for it to be, really going off consistently, but that's just one thing to note. And one last thing I want to tell, especially to those of you that don't have any roaming animatronics but really like Chucky or something and are planning to buy this guy, make sure that you don't use roaming animatronics on carpet. That's the number one thing. It will get in that tread. And it does say in the description that it never gets stuck because it bumps and turns around. Sometimes it does. Just be aware if you have roaming animatronics, you don't want them to get stuck somewhere and have those tires, spinning and them to jam or something to happen. So you do have to keep close tabs on them. Also, if you're using them in a haunted house, it might get trampled on, it might get knocked over. They're not always gonna stay up and in perfect condition the whole time, so you do have to take good care of them if you want that function to continue to work. And also try to use them on as smooth of ground as possible. Like, even if you use them on concrete that's doesn't necessarily have to be grooved, but that's just kind of rough, sometimes that can also cause it to sort of spin in circles and for the function to not really work that properly. And of course, make sure you have it in an enclosed space. If you just throw it in a haunted house with nothing surrounding it, it may just end up in the street and ran over because it will just keep going in one direction if it never hits anything. So of course, make sure you have some sort of barrier surrounding your roaming animatronics. So guys, that's about it for Bump and Go Chucky. It's a pretty exciting sneak peek to kick off the sneak peek season. Let me know what you think of him in the comment section below, and if you are a huge fan and you want to pre-order him, he is expected to ship, I believe, on September 15th, which by then most stores will actually already be open, but they might not have him shipped to all the stores as soon as the stores open. So if you do want to pre-order him, to make sure that you get one for yourself, a link to Spirit Halloween's website will be in the description of this video, along with the promo code that you can use on him or anything else that you want to purchase on their website. And if there is anything that you guys really want to buy on Spirit Halloween's website, whether it's Chucky or not, and you would like to help out the channel, then using my Spirit Halloween affiliate link in the description to purchase whatever it happens to be would be a big help, guys. I would really appreciate it if you did. And it comes at no extra cost to you. In fact, you can actually bring the price down a bit with whatever promo code I end up providing in the description as well. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I truly hope that you enjoyed. Stay tuned for more sneak peek videos, and I will see you guys next time.